What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In this video, talking about the 10 players that you guys must watch this weekend in some of the bowl games. Let's get into it. I put together a list. Now, some of the games are actually taking place today. So if, you're late to watching this video, like, oh, I already watched that game. Well, that's cool, but, supposed to see it before. Hopefully it gets out before. I don't know. I'm trying to do editing thing. We'll see how it works out. But basically, I'm going to be going through my 10 players that you should watch and honorable mention that I threw in there because top 11 just sounds weird. Let's get started. Okay, so coming in at the honorable mention spot, or number 11, I would have just threw them in here. These are in no particular order. They're just kind of just players that I like to watch. I mean, the top two are cool. Okay. Honorable mention, J.K. Dobbins, the running back from Ohio State. Look, he plays Clemson this weekend, this Saturday. J.K. Dobbins is a really talented running back. He looks like a third round type of player. So if you're looking at running backs that the Lions could potentially bring in, higher running backs that are really talented, that have the speed, you want a speed guy, a guy that's well known, a program that puts out really good running backs. Look at J.K. Dobbins from Ohio State. Even if you don't like Ohio State, take a look at him. All right, he's pretty dang talented, and he could be the Lions' next running back. Next up, now coming into the top 10, coming in number 10 is T. Higgins, a wide receiver from Clemson. Big wide receiver, 6'4". If you want to look at some big wide receivers that the Lions could potentially bring in, high-named, big prospect wide receivers Lions could bring in to maybe in the future replace a guy like Marvin Jones, T. Higgins may be that guy. Now, coming in at number 9 is Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit, who is a safety for LSU, as the thumbnail suggests. I don't know why I looked up. But Grant, he's a really good safety, one of the top safeties. He looks like he's going to be a first-round draft pick. And as we know, a lot of people are looking at safeties potentially like, ooh, maybe we might have to fill out that strong safety, maybe even the free safety position. If you guys want to look at one of the top safeties in the country and you're like one of those guys that like, yeah, I'm really thinking safety. I know it's out there, but I'm thinking about it. Look at Grant. He's one of the top ones in the country, and I think he will make you kind of excited about the safety position. Next up, coming in at number 8 is Jeffrey Okudah, another player from Ohio State that a lot of people are excited about. A lot of people are looking at this guy to be a Lions first pick in the draft, maybe if they trade back or just stay. He's a cornerback. He looks like maybe the top cornerback coming out of the draft. Really good with man-to-man. So if you want to look at a guy that's going to be very talented, have an impact right away at the cornerback position, plays really good man-to-man, is in the Big Ten, even if you don't like Ohio State, it's Jeff Okudah. He plays against Clemson. He's going to go against a lot of talent, really talented quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Should be exciting to see how he fares. Next up, coming in at number 7 is Brian Lewerke. This one's kind of a joke, y'all. Look, you can watch him if you want, but let's be honest here. Please comment below if you want Brian Lewerke. I'm just going to leave it at that. Next up, coming in number 6, no hate though. Next up, coming in number 6 is Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State. He's going to take on Texas A&M. This is a running back. As we know, a running back position, we have a lot of injury-prone type of players, and guys like Kerryon Johnson, Bo Scarborough looks pretty good. He looks like he'll be here next season. So if you guys are looking for another running back that's going to play this weekend, Chuba Hubbard could be that guy. Or you could look at a bigger name, and that is Najee Harris. He will be taking on Michigan not this weekend, but he will actually be taking on Michigan Wednesday. Hold up. I'm going to mess this up. You know what? It's okay. We're just going to be talking about all bowl games. Najee Harris, really good running back out of Alabama, well-known, taking on a really pretty good Michigan defense, especially against the run. I think they're not as good as last season, but they're pretty good. So it's going to be a nice challenge to see what Najee Harris can do. He's one of the top running backs in the country, so there you go. Now we're inside top 5. Coming in number 4 is Khaleke Hudson from Michigan. Now, I also paired him along with Nico Collins. Nico Collins, I just paired him with because I'm not sure if he's actually going into the draft. I would love him to, and if he does, Lions, you better draft him. But Khaleke Hudson is one of those linebackers that's called the Viper at Michigan. He could do multiple things. He could play different positions. So if you want a versatile linebacker, Khaleke Hudson could be that guy, and he goes to Michigan. So that automatically adds, a whole star to his recruiting process because obviously he's a better player. He might as well get drafted like 10 spots higher just because he went to Michigan. Next up, now inside the top 3, we have Jalen Hurts, who's going to take on LSU. Now, I was kind of hard on Jalen Hurts, but listen, I wasn't trying to go that far with it. I think Hurts has the potential to be really, really good. And you know what? If he's a Lion, I hope he is really, really good. Otherwise, I hope he's not that good because then he's not a Lion. But I don't think he doesn't have potential. I think he does have potential, but I don't think he is as great as a lot of people make him out to be. We'll see what happens. He comes in number 3. He's going to take on LSU, and LSU is a very talented team. They're the number 1 team in the nation. So, if you want to look at challenges, Jalen Hurts, you got it coming. That one will be a fun one. Now, coming in at number 2 is Chase Young versus Clemson. Again, Ohio State, Clemson, going to be a great matchup. Everybody's talking about Chase Young. You might as well watch. If you're going to watch the game, you might as well look out for Chase Young. Let's see if he can do any big things because I know some people are kind of skeptical about him in big games. He's going to have an opportunity to make his name on the big stage. And finally, coming in number 1 is a guy who's going against Ohio State. That is Isaiah Simmons, who plays for Clemson. Now, for me, Isaiah Simmons, I'm really excited about Simmons. That's why I put him at number 1. He's playing a very tough challenge at Ohio State. A lot of fast wide receivers, guys like KJ Hill, guys that are just mismatches completely. I want to see how he fares against him and see if he can make some really big plays. That game should be really good anyways, so you might as well watch it. There you go. Those are my top 10 players to watch for the bowl games. I can do a part 2 to this. If you guys want to see a part 2, let me know in the comments below. If you already watched the games and you're watching this video later, I'm sorry, but hopefully the player that you want to watch lived up to the hype. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.